The magician draped a white cloth over his entire body. He was about to perform the levitation trick. The man in front of him watched with eager anticipation, but in the next second, the magician collapsed with a thud. The white cloth was stained crimson with blood. The man quickly cleaned up the scene. Shockingly, the magician stood up again. Damn, he wasn't quite dead yet. The man grabbed a rope and didn't stop until the magician's breath ceased. The murderer's name was Neville, a rabid, extreme fan of the magician. He was in awe of his idol's levitation trick. Time and time again, he begged the magician to reveal the secret. Of course, the magician refused. Neville knew the manual with the solution was hidden in the magician's pocket, so he resorted to killing his idol and stealing the book. The pinnacle of fandom is to replace the star himself. 9 years later, Neville had become a famous magician in his own right, thanks to the levitation trick. One day, a reporter came to interview him. Right off the bat, the reporter shook Neville's hand. Neville immediately saw through the reporter's gimmick. He told the reporter to return his ring. Caught red-handed, the reporter had no choice but to sheepishly give the ring back to Neville. Turns out he knew a bit of magic himself. Of course, these amateur tricks were hardly enough to impress the master magician Neville. The reporter wasn't ready to give up. He pestered Neville, saying that didn't count, and to watch him perform another trick. Neville was a bit irritated but reluctantly agreed. The reporter's trick was called mind reading. He had Neville write down a series of numbers and tear off the paper, crumpling it in his hand. Then he asked Neville to grip a banana with both hands. Next, he took out a knife and sliced the banana in half to prove the knife was real. However, Neville's eyes seemed to have already seen through everything. The reporter raised the knife again and fiercely slashed his own hand, blood instantly gushing out, but he showed no sign of pain. Instead, he smeared the blood on the paper. Amazingly, a few numbers magically appeared.
2, 6, 3, 4, 9. Are those the numbers you wrote down?
Yeah. Bravo.
The reporter was still gloating, but Neville mercilessly exposed his trick. Your pen has a tracking chip that transmits the motion of my hand to your phone via an app. While I was grabbing the banana, you used a candle to write the numbers on the paper. That's how you get that magical number reveal effect. And of course, you tampered with the knife too. When I wasn't paying attention, you secretly swapped it for a fake. The real knife is hidden in your inner pocket. The reporter's smile vanished in an instant, but Neville still encouraged him. Your technique may be lacking, but you've got decent fundamentals. Where'd you learn all this? Hearing Neville's question, the reporter's face turned serious. He said, I learned this from my grandpa when I was a kid. He was a great magician too, but 9 years ago, he mysteriously disappeared and has been missing ever since.